Welcome, amazing analytical Aquarius. It is Sachi, and we are here to do some guided healing where we will take a look into what wound you are currently healing or what is being triggered, what is keeping you stuck on your healing journey, how to get you unstuck, and then some general advice on how to heal this wound. So just a little update. As a reminder, the top two videos with the most likes do get a bonus reading. So if this resonates, please do remember to hit that like button. And additionally, the eclipse reading for the collective, if you have not seen that, go ahead and check that out. If you are an Eagle or Phoenix member, then each individual signs for the month of October was up on my website. So the readings that I do here like this are going to be bi-monthly moving forward, and then on the opposite months I will just be doing a collective reading and then putting all signs reading on my website, available for Eagle and Phoenix members. When I have 100 subscribers to either Eagle or Phoenix, then, or you know, those combined, then 100 combined, then I will go back to doing the monthly reading. So, you know, we are having this Mars retrograde in the constellation of Taurus, and it's really all about reassessing time and energy and making sure that you're only putting time and energy into things that are giving back to you. So hopefully this community will continue to grow. If you've been part of my YouTube community for a while, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And remember to follow me on Instagram, which is where I post my daily content. All right, so let us begin. All right, this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the Nine of Pentacles with the Page of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant in reverse. So what this is telling me with the Nine of Pentacles, there is a certain level of discontent, specifically when it comes to your physical reality. So this can be, I'm kind of getting like your physical relationships or relationship. So, but there is a lot of discontent here in general. With the Page of Swords in reverse, it kind of feels like either you're afraid to talk about a specific thing because you're afraid of hurting someone, or you don't want to trigger someone, so you just sort of keep it to yourself, or someone is doing that to you and not really speaking their truth because they're afraid to sort of say the wrong thing. With the Page of Pentacles, there's also some sort of skepticism of making some sort of long-term investment. The Page of Pentacles has this seed that he can plant really anywhere. It's like there's holes all around that he can put it in. But there's this energy of like, do I really want to? Do I really want to? So I definitely feel there's sort of an up in the air. We do have two pages, which can be sort of unevolved masculine and feminine energies. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. So it's like this is the reason why masculine and feminine energy is not coming into union. There can be this energy of, you know, this is just one example of being very discontent in a relationship of how it's going, but you're not really speaking your mind about it, and you're not really investing in the relationship and wondering why you're not married or something like that. So yeah, but Hierophant in general can mean that things are just not coming to union in some sort of way. We have a Lowland Grimer using Collect, which is, you know, this is a dark type. So this is saying a lot of dark energy is collecting. Grimer is kind of a nasty Pokemon, you know, it's grimy. And then we also have Coughing using Foul Gas in reverse. So this is saying, you know, another toxic Pokemon. So it does seem like this is a toxic situation that is collecting a lot of darkness, that a lot of things may be in the shadow, again, things that are not spoken. With Foul Gas in reverse, some of this can be that you are trying to get these toxic things out of your third eye, out of your mind. But for some of you, like a Lowland Grimer is known to eat like biohazardous waste, basically, nuclear waste. And Coughing is known for poisonous gas within its body. So it definitely gives me energy of, you know, not eating healthy or, you know, smoking a lot or something like that. So that may be involved in here as well. But that's just what's coming out in the cleansing ceremony, Aquarius. I hope that you all are doing well. I'm hearing peachy. But as I mentioned, we are doing guided healing. So we'll take a look into what wound you are healing. Take a look into what is keeping you stuck. How to get you unstuck. And then some general advice on how to heal the wound. So let's just see, Aquarius, what is this wound that you are healing or that is being activated? Five of Swords, conflict, confrontation, fighting. And Seven of Cups, there can be some fighting over certain astrological impacts or some sort of transit that may be going on. Granted, Mars retrograde is, you know, Mars in general is the planet of anger and aggression. So there can, let's just bring this up. Well, no, I'm getting to put it in here because it might want to come out later. So yeah, with the Seven of Cups, there is this aspect of, again, with the Mars retrograde, can cause a lot of friction, especially if there is some sort of aspect of physical discontent. And we're also going through an eclipse at the moment. I'm recording this on the 8th, which is the day that the eclipse happened, which can also be a very sort of conflicting time. So Five of Swords can be, you know, feeling like you have to fight for something, feeling like, you know, you don't want to back down. But with the Tower in reverse, it's like, you know, you're fighting, but you're not wanting everything to come to a complete stop or a crash. So it's kind of like, it's like you're fighting for what you believe, and it seems like you're trying to fight to sort of keep the peace, or it's a very interesting juxtaposition. You're trying to fight to keep the peace. You're trying to fight to keep things together because you don't want things coming to crashing down. The Tower represents, you know, when it's struck by lightning and whoop, everything comes crashing down and now the tower is destroyed. But you're, you know, basically what you've built, you don't want it to be destroyed. So let's see, what's the light energy here? Coughing, foul gas in reverse. So part of this can be that you're trying to quit smoking or trying to get toxic energy out of your mindset, out of your third eye, right? Which is your mental space. Let's see, it says, its thin balloon-like body is inflated by horribly toxic gases. It reeks when it's nearby. Again, this is something that is stanky, you know? So I feel like there could be some fighting maybe with someone about the amount that they smoke, or perhaps they're fighting with you about it, or perhaps it's some, you know, gastrointestinal issue that is making you stinky. Maybe you're, you know, tooting all over the place or something. But in general, I feel like applying to most of you, it does have to do with a lot of toxic, you know, mindset. Gas is an air element. And so, you know, air has to do with communication, and in the third eye, it's just like toxic thoughts. So let's see, what's the shadow here? Both wanting to hide. So some subconscious work that doesn't really want to come out. Well, what do you know? Stunky, another stinky guy, and Chimchar, scratch an ember. So Stunky, again, we have collect. So again, that's twice that a dark type has been collecting. So this, you know, dark energy is collecting in your shadow, which, you know, if you are smoking, obviously this can be collecting in your physical body, but Stunky is specifically known for being stinky, right? It's skunk spirit. So this can really be wreaking havoc on your GI tract and even, you know, causing you to literally have like terrible farting. I don't mean to laugh. It's not funny, but it's just an interesting energy to come up. So, you know, this can be from, you know, if you're fighting a lot or whatever, or, you know, your environment is not healthy, then, you know, your body is going to reflect that. And it's trying to get out toxic energy from your body, which can manifest as, you know, stinky gas. It says it sprays fluid from its rear, foul fluid from its rear. Its stench spreads over a mile radius, driving Pokemon away. Again, there's something that's just stinky, 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 stinky here. We have Chimchar using Scratch and Ember. So, yeah, Chimchar is a little monkey. So it likes to sort of fool around and play. Someone may even be born in the year of the monkey. But look at how he has taken that little piece, right? And look what is broken over there. It's the tower. So basically this is saying that, you know, darkness is collecting and it's going to cause a tower moment, whether you like it or not. It's like you're trying to avoid the tower moment, but it's going to end up happening anyway if you don't confront this situation. So I definitely feel this energy of just sort of trying to put it off of the real issue here. It says the gas made in its belly... The gas made in its belly burns from its rear end. The fire burns weakly when it feels sick. So again, there's this aspect of the gas in the belly and coming out of the rear end. So stinky farts, you know, may have some GI issue, possible diarrhea and things like that. I mean, hey, Aquarius, if it's coming out, it's coming out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sugarcoat this reading or pretend like it's not there. And it's talking about possibly feeling ill again. So this can lead to a sickness. And, you know, this is the root chakra, and the root chakra is everything that you eat and drink or smoke, right? Everything that you put in and on your body. That includes beauty products and things like that. Your sense of safety and your sleeping patterns. And so it looks like this stinky stuff that is being put in your body is really destabilizing your root chakra. And now there's a bunch of dark energy that is in your root chakra, and it can really cause, you know, a dis-ease if you're not careful. Or maybe this isn't you. Maybe you're fighting with someone about this. All right, let's see here. What is the, what's keeping you stuck? Whew. Wow. Okay. This is very strange. Again, it kind of gives me the energy that I was getting here, which is like, it's like fighting to keep the peace. Because what I'm getting here is that basically you may have made a promise that the conversation was already over and maybe that you wouldn't bring it up again or something like that. Because the Ten of Swords means the conversation's over. There was a, you know, someone definitely got stabbed in the back, or someone was definitely the loser. And it's like, conversation done, right? You can't resurrect this king and, you know, start talking to him again, right? It's just dead, done, and over with, basically. But we have the Four of Wands, which is the card of union. So, you know, this can be a twin flame union card. So, you know, coming out in the blockage, if you believe that this is part of your twin flame journey, and again, if there's so much toxic energy, the twin flame journey is a blockage here. But the Four of Wands, you know, these are two people who are choosing each other and tying the red string of fate around each other and, you know, deciding that they're going to be with each other. So it definitely, again, it feels like you kind of agreed to not talk about it anymore. And so now you're sort of in this limbo of like, well, I guess I'm just going to fight to try to get along about this because I'm not trying to have a tower moment. But it looks like a tower moment's going to happen because someone might get ill. Let's see what's the light energy here. Fighting. Yeah, and I wanted to come more to the shadow, but it is coming out in the light. So yeah, this is fighting energy. So basically what's keeping you stuck is that even though you agreed to this, you may have agreed to it in a fight or whatever. You may have done it just to stop the fighting energy. But it's still fighting because now you're fighting yourself, right? You're fighting your natural instinct and, you know, what you're trying to do. Let's see what's the shadow here. Or maybe you're trying to get rid of the negative thoughts that this darkness will, you know, cause a sickness. There can be perhaps a paranoia that disease will manifest or whatever it is. We have helioptile using quick attack. So it seems like the reason why this fighting energy stopped is because someone was very quick to attack about the situation. Let's see what, yeah, Evie smash kick. Yeah, wants to go to Chimchar. So it seems like the blockage is, again, this fighting energy is being very quick to attack. And this is coming from the solar plexus, which means that it is from the ego of sort of like, okay, I'm just going to attack this person about this. And it may have gone in a way that really wasn't the best. And it got to a point where it basically was like, okay, we're going to promise that we're not talking about this anymore. And that was just sort of the quick solution to a problem that was just a constant fight. But again, it's like you're still sort of fighting. It says they make their home in deserts. They can generate their energy from basking in the sun, so eating food is not a requirement. So it feels like, you know, making their home in a desert, clearly not getting enough emotional input on this. It's a very dry sort of thing. We haven't seen any water cards at all, so it feels like definitely devoid of emotional connection or emotion here. It says they can generate their energy from basking in the sun, so eating food is not a requirement. So it feels like, you know, just kind of getting solar energy, solar plexus energy, really not needing food. So part of this can be, someone may say like, oh, well, like, for example, if it's about smoking or something, it's like, oh, well, you know, if I smoke, then I don't have to eat breakfast. It saves us money or something like that. Like, we're not talking about this, blah, 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 blah. Or perhaps someone's like, well, you don't eat healthy, da, 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 right? Again, there's really a lot going on here, but it really comes to the same issue of fighting. You know, there's no other way to put it. There's fighting energy here. But kind of, again, like, it's like you're fighting to try to not cause a crash, but it's gonna happen anyway. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to happen anyway. And with Eevee using Smash Kick, it's going right to Chimchar. So Eevee is a very interesting Pokemon. It has this genetic variability where it's able to evolve into multiple forms. So for an example, if you give it if you give it a water stone, it's going to be a water type Vaporeon. If you give it a fire stone, it becomes a Flareon. If it just really likes you, over time, it just naturally evolves to an Espeon if it's during the day. And over time, if it's at night, it becomes a dark type Umbreon. And if you're near this mossy rock, it turns into a leaf type. So again, there's this aspect of like a lot of different things can happen. And, the timeline necessarily hasn't anchored, but it looks like you kind of know that if this continues, that it can lead to illness, right? It's not saying that someone is sick. It's saying that if the fire burns weekly, the fire burns weekly when it's sick. So, you may be noticing, again, it's like you're fighting to keep this fire aflame, basically. Yeah, with Smash Kick, again, it's fighting type energy, right? It says, because of its genetic makeup, it is irregular. It quickly changes its form due to a variety of causes. Yeah, so you may be noticing, again, if like people are eating or drinking or consuming, smoking, whatever, things that are not good for them, that can change your genetics. That's an epigenetic response. So, for example, cancer pathways can turn on, you're not destined anything genetically until it gets triggered. And again, you can reverse those sorts of things, but if behavior doesn't change and you're just around a bunch of foul gas and stinky collecting darkness, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it probably is safe to say that sort of timeline will anchor in. So, but it seems like the blockage is, again, that it's still continuing this way, right? There doesn't seem to be any sort of change. So wow, we're already here. All right. So like I said, Aquarius, in the extended, we are going to take a look into how to get you unstuck from this situation and then some general energy on how to heal this wound. So let's see here. What does Mother Moon want to say to bring us into the extended? Surrender to the divine in reverse. Yeah, you cannot wait for divine intervention on this. This is going to need to take some sort of physical action. It's less about surrender and more about sort of embodied action. I saw wolf instinct. So part of it is understanding the instinctual behavior that leads one to make these sort of negative choices in their life and sort of cut it at that trigger point, rather than scolding any sort of behavior. Okay, well, that wants to go to Eevee. I was also picking up on, what was I picking up on? I don't know. All right. We have Gaia nurturing. Yeah, it needs to be from a nurturing perspective, not a scolding perspective. It shouldn't be a fight. It's more about nurturing. What can I do to nurture you? Maybe this person, they get stressed. Okay, give them a foot rub, so that sort of thing. So I feel like nurturing is the best way to approach this because, again, the epigenetic is the environmental response, and you want the environment to be one that is nurturing and soothing and healthy, just like Mother Gaia gives to us. And, it's more about taking it out of the toxic environment so that way, things are getting better. All right, we will do a blending science and spirit card here to bring us into the extended, the food rainbow. Again, I feel like for some of you, there are a lot of, not good things that you are eating. And one of the things I would recommend is eating the food rainbow, which can actually subvert some of these things, right? Like, let's say, you know, someone doesn't want to give up smoking. I mean, I fully support, obviously, giving that up. But, you know, eat things that are good for the lungs, you know what I mean? To combat it, to, you know, add genetic variety so that the body has a way to become healthier. You know, berries, grapes, things like that are really, really good for the lungs. But more specifically, you want to be eating the food rainbow, which of course, fresh fruits, vegetables, and edible flowers only. You can't eat a packet of Skittles and feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? This is high nutrient dense food that you are being asked to incorporate into your diet, and that can really help bring better energy so that there's not just a bunch of gunk, dark type gunk in collecting in your root chakra. Okay, so we are going to head to the extended. Like I said, it is available for Eagle and Phoenix members. Plans start at $7.77, which gives you access to everything. The Phoenix plan just gives you private readings every single month. So if you'd like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below. But if we part ways here, good luck with the situation, and I'm sending you so much love.